Welcome back to Warzone and welcome aboard the ARL-44 here in Realistic Battle on Abandoned Factory. And I want not just to show you a big killing spree and a monster round, I also have to excuse you for the replay, because the first video that I did, actually, well, something went wrong unexpected. So, the ARL-44, let's quickly talk about it. It is a fantastic tank destroyer, turreted tank destroyer for the French, at rank 3 with a battle rating of 5.7, but for all intents and purposes it looks, plays and behaves like a heavy tank. It features a 90mm SA-45 cannon with 43 rounds, and the HE shell is not worth mentioning, but the 90mm obus de rupture, the APC armor-piercing cap shell, is a solid shot and the only ammunition type that you really should use, with 193mm of penetration. The reload, however, is around about 10 seconds for my expert crew. We have 14 degrees of turret rotation speed, 10 degrees of gun depression, and yeah, we also have a decent mobility, again for a heavy tank for all intents and purposes. 600 horsepower for a 50-ton tank gives us exactly 12 horsepower per ton. Top speed 37 kilometers an hour. The tank feels like it could do more. Reverse gear is bad. Maneuverability not very convincing either, but still doable. Then we come to the armor. And well, the lower plate is very drastically angled, so a lot of stuff will ricochet despite it being relatively thin. The upper frontal plate, which covers like half of the tank silhouette, is 120mm thick of rolled homogeneous armor sloped backwards at 48 degrees, giving it an effective thickness between 165 to 180mm. So when we then, you know, think about the armor slope modifier and so forth, and how normal solid shots or APHE shells react to sloped armor, you can basically say a Tiger will not go through. Same goes for the IS-1. And a Panther, well, on a very good day he will go through, but mostly he will not go through. This is just simply my experience. And the solid shot has a disastrous spalling effect from the perspective of the enemy. So we already have 4 kills, and here we go. We kind of went through the entire map. We're facing the Germans in an up tier, now in a down tier, of course, and the highest that we can see are Panthers and Tigers. So I think those are very nice circumstances. The tank should have a battle rating of at least 6.0. It's way too good. I had many battles with 7 kills, 6 kills and so forth. I always took a lot of damage. The gun always could penetrate with ease most enemies that it came across. But the problem is, against then 6.7 tanks, it really begins to struggle. And so, yeah, this shows again a bit of the compression issues that we have in game. Yeah, here I also use a little bit the free external camera, and I hope you don't mind. Yeah, that is of course Russian bias. No, I reversed a little bit and then dunked the shell into the slope, where the tank actually has a decent chance of not getting penetrated. But the second shot finishes him off. So I'm now going into C. So for the part of my subscriber base that really wants to see such videos of mine when they get released, you might be aware that something happened with the first try, that I recorded something and I uploaded it, and that there were some really nasty sound fragments that I didn't notice in the raw recording, and also when I had it in the editing software it didn't show. There were 2 incidences where I noticed it. I wanted to cut it out, but I stopped the recording, went back to it, wanted to use it again, well, you know, play it again, but then they were gone. And then the finished video also didn't show it. So whatever happened on YouTube, I don't know. However, it was this save file that you can use with shadow play that didn't work properly. So here with the replay, that's the only way that I can show it to you. And then there is this hilarious scene of a Panther driver that I have no idea what he did, and I just noticed it when I saw it in the replay. So It's a hilarious scene. You can see the Panther struggles with turning the tank, with turning the turret. Disastrously bad turret rotation speed. I just one-shot a Panzer 4H, through a concrete wall. I noticed also the whirlwind that I killed with the machine gun, and I wanted to charge down this tiger, and I just managed to go around this pile of rubble before the Panther could actually see me. So the Panther failed to kill me, but he went for the Sherman and then turned the tank the wrong way and let me go away with it. Up until this point, I didn't have an idea that there was a Panther, sorry about this. And I just thought, yeah, I cleared this area. I should have just, looked a little bit to the left or to the right whenever I come around the corner. I knew that there was a tank because I heard a gun sound. However, I'm not familiar with the very different gun sounds due to the sound mod that I'm still not very used to. But that's not a really excuse, so I thought this tank that I eliminated was indeed the Tiger, where in fact it was the Panther. And now, finally he gets on me, but he has difficulties with aiming and hits me. However, it was just the fuel tank that he set on fire. Now I noticed, oh, there is a Panther. Where did he come from? He was there all the time. I'm sorry, but this was such a hilarious scene. I just simply had to show it to you. However, then there was also this situation. I knew that there was a Panzer 4, something around about this area, and I also had to be aware from people that maybe have spawned. I also noticed, of course, the whirlwind, and the Panther didn't move, gladly for me. So this is now my perspective, of course, again. And I wanted to contest this guy, and at the wrong moment he moves and he cannot adjust. He got stuck on the wall a little bit and I disabled his gun breach. At this point in time, I got him. Unless somebody comes from behind. But gladly nobody came around here, and I decided myself to execute him via a shot through the lower plate, and you could see the great spalling damage. So, 10 kills with a lot of luck. I think if this would have been... I have no idea what this Panther did there. Was he a bot? Did he have connection issues? Even when being stuck, a Panther should be able to get gun on me in time, and that he then turned the gun away from me, I have no clue why he did this. So at this point in time, 10 kills. I'm just observing here a little bit the battlefield. A B49 G6 gets hunted down by a French fighter, and I move on. At this point in time, I'm not quite sure where to go, what to do. However, I see that B gets contested, so I want to investigate, and maybe the enemy does not even expect me from this direction. At this point in time, the only reason that B got contested was, of course, this Panzer 4 F2. Good tank, but at this battle rating, it's nothing but gun food. Funnily enough, this tank still could go through the turret front, which is 110mm thick. So, yeah. But it's funny how many tanks cannot penetrate the turret front of the ARL or don't shoot there or whatever. I have no idea why. Maybe people are not used to it. My advice, shoot the turret front and shoot him up until the point that he is dead. 11 kills. Then I see that finally the whirlwind got out of cover, and I kill him again with a shot through the engine deck by also shredding the crew. At this point in time, I was not sure where to go. There were not many enemies left. The remaining enemy team consisted mostly of SPAs, and whereas German SPA is pretty good against aircraft, against normal tanks at its battle rating that pay attention, they are, like any SPA in the game, actually nothing but gun food. Just a handful of SPAs can actually deal with a lot of the enemies from the front. I mean, yeah, SPA could try to kill the tank via disabling the cannon barrel with the gun muzzle brake. Sorry about this. but most of the time the tank has the first shot. So those are 13 kills on Abandoned Factory. The match lasted 12 minutes. I had a lot of luck, of course, and the results showed that I had 82,000 civil lines and 4,640 research points, with also a survivor award that I really fancy. Of course, for such a monster round, it is preferable if you are the top tier predator, which I were. It's favorable to face tanks that you can one-shot, either because of their armor layout or their interior, or because of your gun being that great in the shape of this match. Everything came together, the stars arranged them really nicely. However, it's really nice from time to time to have such a great battle, an outstanding battle that you survive, that you can show on YouTube. I'm sorry for the difficulties and that you didn't really have a video for Sunday. I actually had one in reserve with the 84 Sky Raider that I will release right now. And yeah, that's it for me today. So thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please give it a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll see each other on the battlefields of War Thunder.